Hi, this is Joe at Pecan Lane. Today is October 20th, 2025, and this is our welcome video for the new pecan season. As of now, we are open for business. We are located at 1856 Staten Mill Road. Bethel serves our mail, and we're basically open when the sun's up. You're welcome to bring and drop off and pick up nuts anytime. And if you really want to wait for the nuts, it is best to check in with me first. I will probably try and take Wednesdays and Sundays off, but if it's a really busy year, I just have to work. All right, so we have a long driveway. It is well marked at the end down there for Pecan Lane. Trick here on these turns. So we're going to come up, and you've got a choice here of going left or right, and you want to go right to the green building. Now, when you make this turn, don't hit my stuff. Don't hit these concrete barriers that are protecting my drain pipe. You want to take the turn a little bit wide, and take the turn a little bit wide. Don't cut in right away. All right, so this building is unlocked, and so if I happen to miss you coming in, you can drop your nuts off. We can start to see there's a table there on the right, and I've got pen and paper. You want to leave your name and phone number on the paper, and somehow label each one of your containers of nuts. So I reserve the section here on the right for incoming nuts, and outgoing nuts here on the left. So label your nuts, drop them off, and we'll get them cracked and shelled out for you. Now, I have 3 different size crackers where I can handle a small, narrower nut, an average nut, and a very large nut. Most people only specialize in an average nut. So if you've got small nuts, I can handle them for you. Now, these are old-time crackers. I still have to oil them up for the year. They do about 70 nuts a minute, so call it maybe 70 pounds an hour. So a little bit tougher to wait around for those nuts to be finished. If you're bringing a very large number of nuts, I do have a back garage door. We can pull them in here. I do have capacity to put forklifts on and bring in a pallet of nuts if you're bringing in very large quantities. I've had people bring in 800 pounds at a time. Try and be respectful of my back with how you're bringing the nuts in. All right, so these are the old crackers. This is what most people use. I've actually upgraded to an air cracker, and this will do about 400 pounds an hour. It works a little bit better if I tone it down. So I'll put your nuts in here, fine tune things. So this will handle smaller nuts faster and maybe sufficient quality for you. So if you're coming a distance or don't want to sit around and wait, and don't want to come back, I can get your nuts done real quick cracking through here. Now, I will pour out most nuts on this inspection table. That will allow dirt and debris to fall down. However, you should not be bringing crappy nuts. Your nuts need to be clean. Ideally, you're going to rinse them the day before. That will help both improve your crack quality, and this is a food establishment. We want things clean. So rinse your nuts. Maybe you put them in a bucket of water and pour the water out until the water runs clean. If your nuts arrive and they are filthy, dirty, I'm going to reject them. If your nuts come with a stone or other foreign material that will ruin my equipment, I'm going to charge you $20 per occurrence. All right? Now I'm going to upgrade this. We crack for 75 cents per pound. Now, this is an old-time publication where it talks about your nut quality and yield will be improved if you get some good moisture in the nuts. All right, so we crack here, and then this is the sheller. So this machine has a roller in here with an adjustable baffle, and I run your nuts through that, and that helps them break them loose from the shell, loose from the nut meat. And then there's an adjustable blower here that blows out lightweight stuff, and your heavyweight nuts come here. So where I, as a cracker, earn my keep is in a judgment of how much we can push your nuts through cracking and shelling to get as fine a product back to you. Some nuts require backing off on the equipment when they're a little bit lower quality. So I'm happy to have customers stay here, have a seat while we're going through, and you'll see what we're going through here, and wear some hearing protection sitting right here. But that way we'll see together what's going on with your nuts, and I'll have a certain idea on how to handle things based upon the quantity and quality of nuts you bring me. Basically, the more nuts people bring, the cleaner they probably want them. And so I'll push the nuts a little bit further, even though we might blow out a little bit more product. But that's up to you, or just trust my judgment. So once that process is done, I'll get your nuts back over here, labeled with your name on it, and I'll probably send you a text showing what the product is like and what the total price is. And then again, you can come and go as you please. Experienced customers kind of know how I handle money, and new customers I'll talk in person rather than putting it out online. Here's a hint on pecans. If you bring your nuts in a nice clean bucket, I know your nuts are probably going to be a little bit better off. If you bring them inside something that's got concrete in it, or mud or motor oil, I'm subject to reject doing your nuts until you clean them properly. Another thing with the nuts, this is a legal scale for trade. If you put a full 5-gallon bucket of nuts on the scale, the closer it weighs to 20 pounds or more, the better quality you're bringing. If you pick up nuts that weigh about 15 pounds and expect a good yield back, it's just not going to happen. The quality is not there. Now, a lot of people ask, what kind of yield do you expect? And Stewart is an old-time nut for the area, and managed nuts can get 40 to 50% yield. As a practical basis, some of your nuts are going to be chipped up and blown out, and a 50% yield is a great rule of thumb. There are some nuts that will get a little bit better. Most will be a little bit worse. So that's what we do. We do have maple syrup. This is from my brother-in-law in Pennsylvania. It is not a reverse osmosis purified syrup. He boils it down the old-fashioned way. I did ask for a darker grade because it has more flavor. These are $20 a quart. I do have a limited supply of nuts available. I'm going to crack some of these out tomorrow and fully set on price. I've probably got about half of these pre-sold already. I'm trying to pick up my nuts. The early falling nuts of mine have been a low quality, and so I'll have to see how my quality goes. Prices not yet determined. I have an idea where these are going to come out, but I need to prove that out tomorrow. But we do have nuts available for sale. So that's where we're at with Pecan Lane for the 2025 introduction to how we do things. This has my contact information. And I do ask that, like, I come in here and just give you an idea of how loud it can get. It does get pretty loud in here while I'm working. And so it's preferable for you to text. If you try calling, most of my phone calls are going to roll over to voicemail, and I'm just going to have to get to anyone that can't text. I'm going to have to get to at the end of the day. I wear hearing protection in here. Also, as far as when the equipment's running, if you've got questions, I'm going to ask you to step outside. Just, I'm working with this loud stuff for years on end, and I don't want to go deaf. I'm also on a slow day. I'm likely going to be working around the farm here. I do have a very, very large project that I'm starting in this building back here. We do have a driveway alarm that will help alert us when people are coming. I do ask that you do not come and just sit and blare on the horn. We consider it pretty rude, and it's just ugly and mean. What else? I do have, schedule, you're welcome to come and go anytime. I will quit work each day when my level of give a flip goes down. If I'm getting tired and I'm not going to give your nuts the attention they deserve, I'm going to quit. And I work real good in the morning, so folks that are able to bring them out here, I'll come out and get started at 6 in the morning as soon as I've had a cup of coffee and get nuts going pretty early. But I just want everyone to know that, I'm almost all my customers get their nuts back the next day. Many people get them while they wait. But if I'm tired and I've just been going hard, I've got to quit. I'm going to try and take lighter days, Wednesdays and Sundays, perhaps not work at all, and we'll see how the year plays out as far as nuts. I thank you for paying attention to this. I look forward to helping you. I think of myself as your partner for quality pecans, and I look forward to meeting many new customers and taking care of old ones. And thank you, and we're open.